That's barely making the Colin Moran.
As a catcher, though. If he wasn't a catcher, I wouldn't have put him on the list.
All right. That's barely one.
That's scraping, yes.
Koji Uehara, I think he made it. Kaz Matsui, not a great player, he made it. Yusi Kikuchi, I think he made it. He should be better than he is. He's got better stuff. Tanaka's there.
You missed Kaz Sato, who was exceptional.
Kaz Sato, where's Takashi, that was a reliever, right?
Yeah, he ended up, he was third in line. He was one of my biggest, I always like to mention him because he was one of my biggest misses. Because when he came over, he was third in line for saves, and Eric Gagne's arm fell off, and Sato took over and was a dominant bullpen arm for a number of years.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that was your biggest miss? Come on, McLeod.
You are listening, damn it.
That might be the biggest one who made it that you didn't talk about, but there's a lot.
Exactly. Okay,
we can go back to Tsugo. Oh, I think Tsugo's going to be a really good player. And stupid Rich listens to him, and I drafted him both times.
The guy you got was probably a stiff anyways, Rich.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so I missed him. Tanaka, Iwakuma, obviously. How about this guy, Tad Iguchi?
Yeah, Tad Iguchi came over. He was second baseman, came over, signed with the White Sox. Okay, and had himself two really good years. His first year was with the White Sox, 15 homers, 71 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, 280 batting average. Followed it up with 11 stolen bases the year after, 18 home runs. And even the year after that, with the White Sox and Phillies, they traded him to the Phillies, 9 homers, 14 stolen bases, 270 batting average. His career OBP was 338, not bad for a middle infielder.
All right, so our bar here is Colin Moran.
Okay, this guy was better than Colin Moran.
Okay, Colin Moran had 49 home runs. How much did your guy have?
How much did my guy have? In total, 44.
Okay. On base percentage, 327.
338.
Okay. What was the slug?
Oh, slug, 401.
I have 414. You're right at the bar.
Yeah,
right at the bar.
Yeah, we're coasting there.
Okay, all right. Nori Aoki, I remember him.
Yeah. A lot of people were sort of down on Aoki. Yeah. Because, again, he didn't deliver, per se, what was anticipated. But in his first year in Milwaukee, 10 homers, 50 RBIs, scored 81 runs, stole 30 bases.
Yeah, I see. So his career was 33 home runs and 98. Yeah, okay, we'll give him that. Yeah, it's true. He didn't have as good a year as we thought he was going to be. Yep, he's above the Colin Moran thing.
Okay.
Kaz, we only got 4 more guys. This is really Kaz Ishii?
Kaz Ishii, yes. Okay.
I don't remember him at all.
Yeah, he came over with the Mets. Had a fairly long career. Well, I guess not that long. He pitched
4 years.
Yeah, he pitched 564 innings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
a 4.44 ERA.
Yeah, that one's. Yeah, okay. I can take Ishii off.
He walked 5. Tim. He walked 5.6 per 9, and he only struck out 7 per 9. Come on.
Everybody was hitting home runs. It was
yeah. That's 2005. Yeah, I'm gonna call foul on that. Okay, Tomo Oka.
Yeah, there's a blast from the past that a lot of people probably don't remember. If I'm not mistaken, he came over with the Expos, and he pitched 1,070 innings in the bigs. 151 games, starter as a starter and reliever. Career ERA of 4.04.
Four 26, but
Four,
that's okay.
yeah. Well, okay. So yeah, sorry, 426. Struck out 590.
Yeah, that's good enough. Yep.
Yeah,
Guys
yeah.
pitched that long. Last two guys, Shigetoshi. I got Hasagawa.
Hasagawa. Yeah, yeah. He was another one, another pitcher that sort of bounced around for years, but was very, very effective as a reliever. Okay, and he actually came over in '97 and was around for 8 years. And during that,
these guys played for the Mariners. Fascinating.
Yeah, he came over and pitched for the Angels from '97 to 2001, and then closed up his career with Seattle.
Yeah, 3.71 ERA. Okay, he
33 saves, 85 holds. Yeah, he was an effective.
Okajima, I remember him. Hideki Okajima. Yeah, he was pretty good. So we got 21 out of the 63. About 33% of the guys who made it to the major leagues. Some of my guys didn't make it to the major leagues. Mm-hmm. So we were at 50%, and you're probably more in the 20s.
Yeah, and two very select drafts. I'm sure we could find drafts.
Well, this is the whole. You've got the whole denominator. I mean, this is the whole group.
Yeah, it's such a small group. It's easy to single out.
Yeah, but those are guys that would. I think you can equate them to first round talents, though, right? Because and high first round talents, because
right.
You're not going to take what would equate to an 8th round pick in a draft coming out of Japan. Why would you do that?
No. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but it identifies to me more than anything else is that the hopes that we had for a lot of the Japanese players simply, I'll agree, did not pan out based on expectations. They were stars. We were expecting better things. We have seen generational type talent. We've seen very good talent, and we've seen mediocre talent at best.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the most part, the Japanese players have delivered. Maybe not to our expectations, but I think they've been solid players.
0.
Okay. I think there's been some of the best players ever played for Major League Baseball have come from Japan, including Matsui and obviously Ichiro. And maybe you could throw Ohtani in there. I mean, you can put those guys up in top 20 players, maybe. Well, maybe not Matsui. Suzuki's probably a top 20, 30 player ever to play the game, right? So, so that's impressive.
You know who doesn't get as much love as he probably should is Hideo Nomo.
Yeah, very good. Yep.
Yeah, he's still the only pitcher to throw a no-hitter in Coors. And he threw 2 no-hitters for his career. But, we're talking after he came over, he won 123 games. Threw just a pinch shy of 2,000 innings with basically a strikeout per inning. He was a really good pitcher. He really was.
Very, very good. I thought you were about to say Tsugo just doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Well, that was a fun exercise. Thank you for doing that, because I think it does highlight just how many really good Japanese players came over. And, but they don't all work out.
I have to just tune it down a little bit. Not everybody's going to be Ichiro, right? Is that more or less?
I think that's it, but it's more fun when you're so... It's more fun when you go all in, and I can sit there and play the 0.0 bit behind you as you're going on, which I did a couple of times as you were talking about somebody.
and you know very well I'm not going to change anyways, right?
That's right. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to. But Timmy, let's couple of things, final things before we get into your top 100. We got some guys finally coming back. And we got Mookie Betts back today, and they said he was going to play second base, but he's in right field today. I know people wanted to play second base. That would be awesome.
Yeah, second base eligibility would be sweet come next March, wouldn't it?
It would be. It's disappointing the first game back he did not play second base.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Dave Roberts was fibbing at us. I think he'll play some. I don't know if he'll play enough to maintain eligibility for next year, but that'd be interesting to see, because right now I think, isn't Chris Taylor hurt?
He just got hurt. I don't know if he's on the IL, but it's probable to play tomorrow, but who knows?
Yeah, exactly. We know if there is going to be a roster move, it will happen 10 minutes after our lineups lock.
Jacob deGrom, Timmy, is supposed to make a rehab start this week. Yay.
Yeah, nice to hear that. Nice to see that. Let's hope he gets through it successfully, and we see him back in a couple of weeks. It's getting close.
I think either Joel Sherman or Ken Rosenthal, one of the people that you can trust, as opposed to John Dean and his guy from, I don't know, some podcast telling me that Francisco Alvarez is coming up. I mean, come on. Like, no, nobody's saying that. Wait till a big guy says that, then post that. But anyway, so they say that DeGrom's is gonna opt out of his contract.
Well, let's face it, it's not like there's an abundance of starting pitching around. If he opts out, I'm sure he's going to do very well by doing exactly that.
Particularly if he comes back strong. That's more incentive for him to come back strong.
Well, there's a motivator there, definitely, yeah.
Yep. So I'm expecting when he comes back, he's going to be good. So I'm hoping, because we need to see Jacob deGrom at his best. Baseball needs to have him back. And finally, Jordan Hicks makes his return. My question for you, is there anything there for fantasy managers?
No.
That's disappointing, Tim.
Yeah, I don't. That stuff is so unbelievable. But let's just take a quick look at Jordan Hicks and see
First,
how many.
Do you know if they're going to start him or put him in the bullpen?
I have absolutely no idea. I am just looking at the news here. Right flexor, forearm flexor. He's expected to pitch out of the bullpen moving forward.
That's what I thought. So I think there's a chance he could be a closer again, because who knows who's going to close. I mean, Gallardo should be closing in St. Louis, but he's not.
Well, who is the closer right now? Hazley?
I guess.
And
I don't know.
He's pitching well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's another high velocity arm. So I don't know if Hicks. I don't think the potential is there. You can never say never, but he's got to stay healthy for starters, and he's got a couple really good arms. He's got to, he's got to get past to get there. And let's just take a look at his career stats in 2018. It was looking good, 77 2/3 in a relief capacity, all relief innings. Then we moved to 2019, 28 2/3, 2021, 10 innings.
Well, that's when he got hurt.
30, yeah, 30.
But the saves, he was saving games in 2018 and 19, right? Because that's when he went down.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And, it's one of those guys, Timmy, that has not yet recovered fully from Tommy John surgery. I mean, the stuff still looks good, but he has not been effective.
Yeah, we got to see some health. We got to see some innings in there.
Final question before you hit your waiver wire, Timmy, and this was something that we didn't get to on Friday, but I think it's an interesting topic. Mm-hmm. Clint tweeted out an article from Sporting News. The topic was, is it time for the Angels to trade Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani? Here's two stats. I want to know your thoughts on what they should do. Trout is owed $35 million per year from now until 2030. He'll be 38 years old at 2030. Ohtani has 1 year left. That's 2023. That is next year. Then he becomes an unrestricted free agent. He signed a 2-year, $8.5 million contract for 21 and 22. It doesn't look like the Angels are going to, at least I don't think they can catch the Astros. It looks like another missed playoff. Feels like they need to do something, Tim.
Well, I'm sure Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani are both ecstatic, okay, with the Angels signing Jonathan VR, and he's batting leadoff for them today. I'm sure that will quell all of their fears and anxieties, Rich.
Well, Trout can't do anything, right? I mean, he's locked in, right? So there's no trade, and he's with them, and it's just disappointing. But I didn't realize that. Wow, that's brutal.
Yeah. Hey, good for Jonathan VR that he got a contract, but I'm certain that when Shohei Ohtani looks back, this is not going to sway his decision one bit. And if it does, it's swaying it in the wrong direction.
I don't know how the Angels can responsibly sign Shohei Ohtani, because it's gonna cost more than Mike Trout. It just is. And you got that much money with those two guys. Throw in another 25 for Anthony Rendon.